Am I actually in the screen?
Yep, you're right in the bullseye middle. And it's recording. I don't like it.
Why?
Because you're not smiling or anything.
Well, I'm not ready to shoot yet. Hi everyone, it's FG again. This is going to be a little bit of a different video. This is actually spliced together from some clips of different days. This is actually video which was more of an experiment. I was just setting up some things and testing, and at least in my opinion, it came out so fascinating that I figured that I would loop some of this together and see if anybody else likes it as well. I mounted a GoPro 3 Black in a waterproof housing underneath the truck with some hose clamps and wire ties. Yep, only the most expensive NASA-grade hardware we use around here. And wanted to see what it actually looked like as far as the tire's eye view of what a speed bump looked like. So I actually left the footage running for about 40 minutes. I'm not going to bore you to death by showing you all of that because a lot of it is really, honestly, not that exciting. So I kind of clipped together the pieces that I thought were kind of a little more interesting. And it so happened that during this test run, it started raining. And that actually turned out, I think, at least in my opinion, to be the most interesting footage of all, because I had no clue really what water does underneath a vehicle when it's running through a pretty heavy deluge. And it was quite interesting to see the air currents and the flow patterns and how the tire was spraying all over the mud guard, and actually at one point you'll see water dripping off the rear shackle mount. So it actually traveled in a path and got blown or pushed, however, up the course of the whole leaf spring all the way until it reached that axle point and then started dripping off. And I thought that was just fascinating. These are things that when you're in a vehicle and you're just riding along, there is no physical way for you to observe these things. You know what a rainstorm looks like through a windshield because most people have been in a car sometime along the way in a windshield. But what does it look like from an ant's eye view? It's completely different. And like I said, maybe this is just a geek thing. Well, I did name the channel Frontier Geek after all, but maybe this is just a geek thing. But I thought it was incredibly fascinating. I've never really had the opportunity to see anything like this. I know this is not a super original idea. Other people have posted videos with suspension cams and things of that nature. But I thought it was really kind of curious to watch all the parts underneath doing their jobs and how they move up and down for bumps and irregularities, things of that nature. Like I said, this was really just test footage, getting ready to do some off-roading with the camera in place to see what it actually looks like on a trail while running through there and watching the suspension articulation and all of those things. So like I said, this was just test footage, but it happened to rain, and I thought it was worth keeping. So if you want to post in the comments and tell me what you thought, if you thought it was boring, if you thought it was interesting, if you'd like me to do something different. I do have some more cameras on the way, so right now I've kind of woven together 2 camera angle shots, but in the future we may have possibly as many as 4. So I'm going to find other places on the vehicle to start mounting these cameras and be able to weave the angles together and get cutscene shots similar to what they do on like Discovery Channel and other professional type productions of that nature. And we'll see how that works out, because several people had noted that they liked some of the footage, but they found the single camera, single angle, fixed view type of video to be rather boring. And honestly, I understood that criticism. I had been working on that very thought myself for a while. And so you'll be seeing higher quality and more angle shot productions here coming up in the future. But anyway, like I said, this is test footage. We'll see how it goes. So please leave an opinion. I'd like to know.